Hi. Hey everyone. It's me, Chris. How you doing? It's Friday. It's live stream day, and I'm here to draw some names. I'm gonna draw some names again. It's a fun thing I like to do. It's my monitor in the sometimes my monitor is really close to the camera and it wobbles a little bit because I bounce my desk and my monitors are on arms. What's going on, everyone? Um I have some things to say. Let me figure out what they are. Oh, um, if you saw my video on Tuesday, I drew 50 band logos in 4 hours. The video's not 4 hours. I used editing to speed it up. But anyway, it was a fun challenge, a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic. There was many comments saying, "Hey, you should make a playlist to go with it." And I did. I made a playlist. I have it linked in the video description for this live stream, but I also put it in the other one. So if you haven't seen the video, check out the video. And if you want to listen to a song from every band musician that I drew, there's a playlist to go with it on Spotify. So you can check that out if you were interested. You can listen to it if you don't watch the video if you want, but I think you should watch the video if you're interested in seeing me have a couple little mental breakdowns. What else do I have to share with you? Tuesday, I have a new video coming out where I made a crazy illustration based on dumb ideas that I asked for from maybe some of you. I posted on Instagram saying, send me your dumbest, stupidest, weirdest ideas to include an illustration, and I will put them all together into a dumble, which is a dumb jumble. Anyway, that video is coming out on Tuesday, and here's a little sneak peek of that finished piece. There's some weird stuff in there. Uh, there's going to be a print as well, so check that out. All right, that's enough. Stop looking at it. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Let me quickly just shout out all of my patron official Piascikos. I love all my patrons, but the official Piascikos and above get their name drawn and included in all the videos I make while they are active patrons. There's 3 more on here that I will show you when I switch over to my iPad, because I didn't update the graphic yet. I need to come up with a new solution to do this quickly because it's a little tedious. So thank you, all my patrons. If you're interested in becoming a patron, we got a lot of different tiers. We've got Down with the Piascikness, where you just get access to my updates over there, behind the scenes stuff. And then there's the official Piascikos. We got a PS sticker club where you get a sticker in the mail every month and a video hangout, which tends to be a little pretty intimate affair of not that many people because it's hard to coordinate with different time zones. And, you know, so we just hang out, we draw, do some drawing, a little talking. It's a fun time. So there's that. Okay. Um, Let me just give you a little promo code to the shop because it exists. Use the promo code live. You get a discount on your order. If you're a patron, though, don't use that discount code because you have a bigger discount code, which you can find in your benefits. So use that one. You could get stuff like my new hoodie or some new shirts. The hoodies are some of the sizes are gone, but there's still a good amount of them. I'm like looking over there at the stacks. Uh, and we got some new stuff coming out soon. If you are someone who's wanted to take my classes but didn't want to sign up for Skillshare, they're available on my shop now as like one-off things. So you could check that out. I think you can use the promo code for that. All right, let's start drawing. Let me just look at it. There's so many people in the chat. AJ McCracken is saying the hoodie is super comfy. I appreciate that. I don't know why I'm taking it as a compliment, but well, no, you know what? I did a lot of research and testing to pick the hoodie that I printed on because one of the reasons it's taken me so long to actually make hoodies was that I couldn't find one that I really liked. So many hoodies just fit terribly, um, or just feel crappy. These are really good, and they are not made in sweatshops. They're sustainable, sourced. They earned some thing for it. A thing. I can't remember. Some accreditation. Anyway, those hoodies are there. It's gonna be 80 degrees here today, so uh, I probably am not gonna get to wear mine for a long time. And AJ, you also said the Spotify playlist is awesome. Thank you for putting that together. I'm glad that you like it. Ed Sandwich, you said you've been listening to the playlist this morning. That's so cool. Diana Lisa said that was a serious commitment. The 50 band names. It was so good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was hectic. Skippy Magus, you said a Dumble is also a very expensive guitar amp. Interesting. All right, let me switch over to my iPad and shout out the newest patron official Piascikos. Shout out Liz Cornett. Shout out Teeks Tip Time, and thank you Benjamin Birdie. Also shout out. I don't know why I changed it to thank you, but that's what it was. Skippy, you said a zip front hoodie next cool season. Yeah. Do you see my iPad glowing? So let me put an airplane mode or something. There's like the new AI features in iOS. I don't even know what it's doing when it does that. Anyone know? It's crazy. Okay. You would think I would be less disorganized about this. Oh, also, I'm testing out this new Torbox thing for an upcoming video. They sent it to me. I'm using it with Fresco. There's like built-in setup for Procreate. But I'm trying to figure out the best buttons for Fresco stuff. And you know, there's some things I wish I could do with Fresco because there's not key commands for some things, but it's pretty cool. I'm liking it so far. I'm excited to try using it for video editing stuff as well, and you know, other stuff I do on the computer. So stay tuned for info on that. Some of you have asked me about it, so now I'm testing one out. Okay. Let me put on some background jams, and while I'm getting my stuff together, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. Okay. Miss Chuck Almighty said, "Bruh, it's gonna be 84 with severe thunderstorms today in Texas. I feel your pain." Yeah, for real. Also, you may have seen on Instagram that I'm thinking about doing some more of those Garbage Pail Kid X-Men mashup things. I don't know if it needed to be limited to X-Men. Yeah, no, it does because of the name Garbage X-Men. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for funny puns or like things, for example, I thought of a very stupid one last night that I think I'm going to draw. Beast, his name is Hank McCoy. And you know, he's got that hair. I was thinking about his hair, but like a pot leaf in it. He's Dank McCoy, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's draw some names. As there's a pinned comment with the rules, but I start at the beginning of the chat, at the top of the chat. First come, first served. Try to keep things fair. If you did want to jump the line, you can do that with a super chat of $20 and above. But otherwise, I'm just gonna start at the chat. super helpful Matt is in the chat. He's making a list for me. He's checking it twice. If you also have questions for me, I sometimes miss the chat because I'm drawing names, so you can at Matt. You'll notice he's got a wrench next to his name because he's a wrencher. He wrenches on the live stream. First name is Dagmar Ursham. Who knows if I'm saying that right, but dagnammit, I'm gonna draw it. Let's write it down. Did I spell that right? Also, I had a spelling error in the band's logo video. Did anyone catch it? Well, someone caught it in the comments. Is this my... Okay. Where do we even start? I'm trying to control the music. Okay. AJ, you said, yes, the garbage pail stuff is one of my faves. I'm glad to hear. I think they're fun to do. I like kind of forcing myself to try to match the style. It's kind of a fun challenge to do. Oh, I'm gonna put my glove on because I have it. All right, we got to get moving. I haven't even started one yet. All right, Dagmar, what are we gonna do for you? I'm gonna just freestyle. What if this A went right into a... Nope, don't like that. But let's just iterate for a second and see. Did kind of like where it started, but I think it went too far. Kind of weird, but we'll keep playing and see if it takes us anywhere. I'm just like mixing a script and uppercase and lowercase because I don't know. Because there's no rules. You can do whatever you want, in case you were wondering. You connect the letter like that? I don't know. This is weird. But we're gonna try to make it work. Aaron Pallinson, you said just saved that 50 bands playlist. Pumped for that. Thanks. You're welcome. Benjamin Birdie. Slobby Bob is probably an easily layup for Garbage X-Men. Slobby... Oh, Blob. Oh, Slobby Blob. I read it as Blob. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I'm just trying to like figure out ways to... Oh, maybe... I'm getting a little wild right off the bat here. I don't know what's happening. If you're new, at the beginning, the first one is a struggle because this is the first thing I'm drawing all day. I should really give myself time to do like a warm-up before, but you know, I can barely get my shit together. Listen, if you have ADHD, you know, sometimes it can be hard to prepare. So, you know, kind of lean into the areas that are not a disaster and see if we can This is barely legible. We may need to go back to square one. Let's take it back a step. Just so you all know, you are seeing real struggle in real time, because I'm digging myself out of a hole, in case you're wondering. Oh, I kind of like that drop-down situation we got going there. Let's see if we can do something to make that work better. Merge these together. I'm gonna just put some guides in to sort of give this some structure. I'm gonna switch over to pink so I can distinguish it better. I don't know if I'm going to use that middle line, but just having some of this stuff can sometimes give me some sort of like visual reference to help if like I'm really struggling, which I am a little bit. Skippy, you said just keep it loose, Chris Piascik, or something. Yeah, thank you. I need to just get into I need to step into the zone. Let's put this little like smasher up to give me a boost. Okay, I think we are in a place where we can make something happen. Let's double check our spelling first. Yep. Okay. Charles Tavares, he said 50 logos in 4 hours is a warm-up for today. Yeah, I should have, that was a warm-up for losing my mind. Mike and Dawn, Janice Music, or Janice, or Janice. I don't know. You should clarify for me since you comment regularly, and I've probably said that 3 different ways. You said it's amazing to me that you can talk to us and draw too. Well, I feel like sometimes I ramble and I'm not that coherent. So I'm glad that it appears as though I'm talking coherently. I just realized I sort of turn on this like background music a little bit for myself and to help with the silence, but I have to use this like music that I get through Epidemic Sound so that I don't get copyright issues. But like, I could play something else in my own ears. Not that that'd be a little bit rude to you guys, but you know, I try to pick music that's I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Sorry. I had a comment recently on one of my like, it was like a video for people who want to like start with lettering but are like very new, and like some tips for what you could do. And someone commented saying like, you know what, like, why don't you just draw? Like, I think they assumed because I'm not using paper that I'm not drawing. And that's literally what I'm doing. It's like the exact same thing as, it's just I don't have paper, but like I'm doing this. I don't. People leave weird comments. Anyway, just vented about that. Let me just clean up these shapes and we can move on to another one. Load as a selection, turn that off, and then erase. And there we go. It's kind of wild, but you know, I think it's still kind of fun. I hope you like it. Let's do another one. Laura, L-A, S-V, all right, there it is. Hope you like it. I'm just kidding. That's ridiculous. Maybe we'll be less chaotic this time and start with some shapes. I'm just gonna grab vector brush to just make some like a shape to start with. Actually, you know what? Let's use something from my lettering frameworks shape set. Not that one. I had to like recreate these libraries and then they're reloading, I think. What are we doing here? This one. What is happening right now? Oh, I know, because I turned off the internet and they didn't load because I had to redo them because Adobe messed up my links. Let's see. Is this one set up? Okay, we're not using my thing because I didn't download them ahead of time. Unless we use this one. Oh, I like this shape over here is fun. Let's Let's see if we can do something fun with this. So I just write the letters in there very simply to just use as like a structure, or not a structure, like a guideline for when I'm gonna stylize them. It helps me like figure out spacing and all that stuff. Okay, Jimmy F, you said, do you ever just do 100% vector drawings, or is it mixed between pixels and vector? No, I mean, it's usually never a mix, because if I need something to be vector, I'm doing it in vector. I more often just work in pixel because there's more control. It's more like natural drawing, but sometimes vector is required, but it's a lot more rare than most people assume, because like if you're working at high enough resolution, it's fine. So my point is, the only time I use vector when it's not like required is because I like the vector trimming. Like, so sometimes I like to do line work in vector, especially lettering. But I'm usually not combining them. It's more of just like for the perk of some of the vector features. But I prefer pixel brushes because they're more like drawing with an actual marker or pen. So I'm just sort of playing around with the shape and the space, and then like how the letters could fit together. And like using this overall shape to give me something to work from. Mateus Fresco, you said you got a silver button. Yeah, you see it? It's back there. It's right there. Let's like it. Okay. Let's put this little butt dancer guy on here to celebrate my silver play button. All right, I'm gonna start over here because we were running out of space. Also, I want these like last letters to get bigger because it'll kind of give it a dimensional vibe. Okay, so this is something to start with. Has my like and subscribe thing been there this whole time? Didn't mean that. It wasn't even animating. It's supposed to be there when it does a little animation thing, and I'm supposed to turn it off. I need to figure out how to make those things go away on their own. Okay, so I think I want to make these more round and playful now, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's I'm just thinking like more round, overlappy, kind of bubbly. Just seems like it would work well for this. Actually, you know what? This actually would be a perfect time to use the vector because I can use the trimming to have some overlap on these things. It's just... Okay. So this is a situation where I don't need vector, but I want to use it for the trimming aspect. Skippy, you said, did your band video get copyright striked yet? Your singing with Sublime sounded just like the albums. No, for some reason, it's slipping under the radar. Like, they couldn't tell, or they could tell that it was me singing and not whoever I was copying. It just, I assumed they would think that I was just using the music illegally, but I guess they could tell that it was a cover. All right, let's do some trim action. Velga the Observer, you said, "Hey Chris, how is the battery performance on the M4 iPad?" I think it's fine. It's not something that I struggle with. Like, I don't feel like it runs out of battery quickly. It doesn't. I think it's supposed to be better than the previous, like my old one, but I don't remember really having a big issue on that. I think I don't use it for a really long time unplugged. One thing I will say is I do find the I never had my old Apple Pencil get low on battery, and I find that sometimes my Apple Pencil Pro will get low, and that surprises me. But yeah, I think the battery life is pretty good. This makes me want to bring it into Illustrator and use that like inflate 3D thing. I feel like this would be good for that. Whoops. All right, and now I just want to do like a 3D effect to add to the bubbliness, if you will. There, just about done. Sorry. I can be a noodler sometimes. All right, Laura, I hope you like it. Next up. Illustrating, you said, you asked when I do Rezo prints, do you still use your Rezo brushes or do you color those in solids and let the printing process add texture? So I've done it both ways. The last one I used the Rezo brushes. I find when I'm gonna be mixing the colors by layering them to make new colors, using the Rezo brushes is really helpful because I can dial in the percentages and like get the exact color combos that I want. It can be like a little bit lighter than if I just did solid colors, because it's like the texture doubles, but I like that sort of, I feel like it gives it like a more of a old school vintagey look, which is why I use it anyway. So yes, I often do use the Rezo brushes for that process. Next up is Evan Hart. All right. I think I'm just gonna freestyle some. I'm gonna start with the last name, maybe try some. Watch this. Don't like any of that. Okay. Okay, it's my starting soon, so. Some wiggly, pointy letters. Kyle Anderson, you said, do you have any more collabs planned with Kirk? Your build a character mashups are awesome. I mean, yeah, I always plan to do more stuff with Kirk. I hopefully we'll do something together soon. Okay, so this is the point where we need to just look at what's working and what's not working and try to refine based on that. So biggest issue so far is this V, so I'm gonna kind of do that first and then see if I can do the other letters to what if we made this sort of like ligature with those two letters. I'm just sort of like trying to find ways that the letters can like work together and fit together. That's like helping me figure out how to make it work. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. But I'm just sort of like iterating it a little bit at a time. And then hoping it leads us in the right direction. Okay. Now we're here, and closer, but not quite there. I think the N needs a little bit more weight on the right side. That's a weird N. I don't like that. Okay, let's see. Tech Rifle, you said cooking up anything else in Adobe Character Animator. I haven't done anything new in it in a while. I think the problem with it is that most of my time to like experiment and play around to try new things is like after my workday when I'm not in my office and I'm on my iPad, and I can't use Character Animator on my iPad. Well, also because I need like the camera and stuff. What? Actually, I don't know. Anyway, short answer, no, I haven't done anything yet, but maybe I will. I think I just need an idea for something that I might want to do with it. Spike Martinez said, big ol' inspiration, my dude. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear. Or I think that's what you're saying. All right, I think we got there. I think we're ready to do a tightened up version of this. Make sure we didn't spell it wrong. We didn't. So what we can do is scale it up This deserves sharp points, so sharp points is another reason why I like to use the vector brushes. I'm gonna use my gritty vector presets for this. And I'm gonna start with the H because it's a little problematic. It's semi looking like a K. And I think we just need to balance the weight a little bit more between the two sides and not have this middle part shift so much, and then it'll not lose its H-ness. It's H-osity is the technical term. So by drawing through the points like this, we can trim them and get just the tightest corners without having to like try to end. Like there, you get that. Ow! It's sharp. You get poked by the sharpness of that. Yeah, see, that's much more H because you can see how we had to move that in to balance it, and now it doesn't look like it could be a K. Knick-Knack Crafts, you said Magneto Fu, a vegan X-Men. Oh, Magneto Fu. I get it. Magneto Fu. That's pretty good. Or he could be made of tofu. Miss Chuck Almighty, you said, when I was in college, I would see people with the glove, assuming they were pretentious. I now own one because I was clearly an idiot. Yeah, I used to use it every single time I drew, but since I got the iPad Pro with the nano texture, I don't feel like I need it as much. But when I do use it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice. So yeah, it is a nice feeling. Especially when you're doing like longer, smooth lines, it really helps to just like glide across the screen. Especially if your hands get sweaty. I'm not saying I have sweaty hands over here, but you know, sometimes I get a little clammy. Because when I do something like this, I'm so focused on the spaces between the letters, I'll end up like doing what I'm doing now, where I'm just sort of like drawing those lines first, instead of just like doing one letter at a time. Because those points are sort of going to dictate what the rest of the letter looks like. For example, the bottom of that A, now I'll come over here to do this so I can sort of match that curve a little bit, and then it'll sort of flow together nicer. I think I'm going to do some trimming to help see this better, because some of the negative space in between the letters is getting a little bit hard to see because there's so much little overgrowth. Nail Robles, you said you should do a challenge that you do this, but ink and paper. Yeah, I guess. I just like to iterate so much, and a big part of my process. I mean, I guess I could just do like one and done. I can certainly do like acceptable treatments on paper. I just don't know if it would be as fun. But I Could do it. I also love that my brush is always perfect. You know, one of the things, like when I used to work, traditionally, there was like a prime period for your marker or pen, and then it like, you know, slowly gets worse and worse. But then like a brand new one sometimes isn't the best either. But this is just dialed in to exactly what I want at all times, never changes. All right, the only thing I'm not 100% psyched on is the bottom of the R. It looks a little chopped off or something. I don't know. I think we gotta do something about it. Instead of erasing it, I'm just gonna try a different option. Oops. Okay, that's better. All right. Hope you like it, Evan. Next up on the list is Skippy. You asked if I have a preference for big, long commitment projects or the opposite. I don't know what it called short feels like. Yeah, I don't love big long commitment projects, like long term. I get a little bored or want it to be over or want to do something else. I like the change. I like the variety in the kind of projects I get to do. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions where there's longer projects that I would like. but you know, I prefer quicker ones, I think. Next up is Patrice Arpin. I had a friend in college with the last name Arpin. First name was Amber. Patrice. Okay. Charles, you said, did you ever make some project to the video game industry? Like, are you saying, did I ever do any work in the video game industry? I don't think so. No. Not that I can remember. No video game stuff, I don't think. 95% sure. What are we gonna do for this? Just sort of seeing lots of angles, so I'm kind of playing around with that and seeing if it leads me anywhere. Maybe? Let's see if we can dial in this shape and see if that'll do something cool. It's not there yet, but there is... I see potential. Okay, so this... What are the angles that are... I wonder if it was like... I'm trying to see if I can figure out an interesting shape from these angles, and then I can adjust the angles to sort of fit that. My stomach is making a crazy growling noise. I don't know if it came through. This is my hype music. Let's look at this shape as a whole, and I sort of think that maybe it would be better if this was on another angle like that. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, I like that shape. So let's use that to help us make this cooler. So I'm going to start with the letters that sort of make the shape. We can just, you know, get it. We're still experimenting right now, so we're not worried too much about how all these, like exactly where the letters are going to go, because we may adjust it, but we're trying to figure it out. That's what's happening here. We're just trying to get closer. So it's just trying to get a little bit closer. And then eventually, if all goes well, you get to something that looks cool. Or you don't, and you say that sucked real bad. What was I doing? What was I even thinking? Is what you say to yourself. You say that was embarrassing because I did it live. But I don't think that's going to happen this time. I'm still believing in this Patrice treatment. Zakir Hussein, you said you would like to know, is t-shirt business profitable? T-shirt business? I'm not like, I don't do a lot of shirts. And I think it probably can be for some people. Like, for example, someone like 1000 who has a monthly t-shirt club where people are buying or subscribing. But it can be tricky because if you're not doing a huge amount of shirts, the price margin is tricky. And it's like, what am I doing? I would say yes and no. It can be hard. T-shirts are certainly not a big money maker for me. But I like doing them because I like making shirts, but I don't do high enough volume that it's like, even when they sell out, it's still sort of like enough to justify doing another run. But it's not like, we just made bank, we're getting rich. It's like, probably could have used my time to do something else to make more money. But they're fun. So if you want to make shirts because you enjoy it, then that's one thing. But if you're doing it just to try to like make money, there's better ways, I would probably think. All right, we need to figure something out right now because we're still a little bit in the struggle zone, in case you're not sure if I was just in the zone, because I'm not in the zone. My hype music went away. We got this weird happy music happening. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we are going to turn down that background color so we're not obsessed with the shape. And we're going to try to be a little bit looser, but still use this as like a skeletal structure, if you will. Leslie, you said, hi, Chris. Do you have any advice for starting managing business with ADHD? My biggest struggle is hyper-focusing on the details and never making substantial progress. I have a full video that I should watch myself because I don't follow all the things on there as well as I should. But it's like things that I do to, manage being an independent illustrator and content creator. Well, I was 100% an illustrator income-wise when I made that video. But I talk about some techniques that have worked for me and do work for me, and I know they work for me. I just need to, fall off the habit of like sticking with them. But I would check out that video. There's a playlist with videos, I think, where I talk about ADHD stuff. Maybe I should do more, but I have ADHD, so I don't do it. Okay, so now what happens is we delete all this underlying structure and we say we used what we had and we don't need to be tied to it anymore, but we can use this as a guide to make something cooler, because right now it's iffy, but I believe that I can turn it into something, and that's the goal. Like right now, the trisarpin side is okay, but that PA part, not great. So I'm gonna probably abandon that and do something new. Also, I'm gonna do more like sort of looser, a little bit of like sharp but wiggly to allow some more flexibility in how I draw it and how it like follows the shape. And I think that is gonna lead to better results. And like not making that E forced to like exactly fit that shape, I think is gonna be helpful. Let's fill these in, look at them. And I think this is gonna help us. So now we're like loosely following that structure we made. So there's like some of that aspect, but we're not just so tied to it that we can't have it be a little bit more playful. All right, Rice-Arpin, we nailed it. Oh, wait, that's not the whole name. Bethany Johnson, you said, love watching this stream while I'm doing your homework. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Derek Collector said, why is there that long line connected the end of the R? I mean, this one right here. I don't know, decoration style. I'm playing with letter forms, like, you know, the whole thing. I don't know what to tell you. I'm stylizing and illustrating letter forms, playing with form, experimenting. We're going to come in here and just throw in this willy-nilly lowercase r, a, because I said r because I'm like referencing the R shape, and it has like a visual sort of balance there. And, you know, I'm just making up the rule to do whatever the heck I want. Okay, let's see. All right, there's just a couple little things that I would like to do to refine this. I think because the shape is a little all over the place, this is another one that could benefit from an overall shape. So that's what I'm going to do. I find that when you're building something off of like an overall shape, even if it's just like an abstract shape, doing this can sort of just, I don't know, solidify what was happening. Whoops, I needed a new layer and I didn't do it. Oh, you know what we can do instead is just, never mind. The only problem is, for some reason, when you reverse black lettering, it tends to look like it's too heavy and the negative space seems smaller visually. So I like to just sort of come in and give a little bit more breathing room. All right, Patrice, I hope you like it. What do we got next? Let's see. Oops, what am I doing? Making new layers, getting crazy. Chuck, right? Short and sweet. Chuck. What are we gonna do for Chuck? Let's just chuck something together for Chuck. I don't know what's happening. Nothing might be happening. We might need to bail on this, but I'm not sure yet. It's kind of fun. I like that it looks sort of like a superhero. Is it onomatopoeia? Is that what it is? Let's see what we can do. I think we do this and then make it like a 3D thing. Maybe we'll put some like little line details in there to like make it look like it's a chuck, like it's chucked out of a chunk of rock. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Chuck? Christopher Rossifera. I drew your name. Rocky texture. A la thing. Yeah, sure. My kid is a big fan of Thing lately. Charles Tavares, he said, how difficult was to decide your own logo? I haven't really fully decided. I change it often. Doing something for my own name is one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I've never not mostly hated each attempt. That's why I don't end up sticking with one too long. Zillustration, you said you met a sound effects artist for Marvel Comics back in the day. His entire life was bam and whoosh and shh and whoosh. I added those other ones in. That's funny. I think what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate this because I'm not 100% sure. And then on the lower one, I'm going to fill this in black, but I think I want to put some like detail-y rock texture in it. And then also realizing we forgot to put that there. The spring allergies. Okay. All right, Chuck. Hope you like it. Chuck. Was that for Miss Chuck Almighty? Charles. Tavares. I'm going to use one of my lettering frameworks for this because it's a long one. I think. I think I'm gonna use that middle part. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know for sure if I want to use this. But I might. I just might. Sometimes it's a helpful starting place to just have like a shape to work with. So then I can just start moving and not overthink things. All right, let's see what I like here and what I don't like. I don't like this A, like where the C and the H. So maybe if we do like, I did like part of this combination, but maybe if we do like one part of it like this, then the A won't seem so, oh, but what if, nope. I mean, the C could come all the way over and that's starting to be a little bit fun. Feels like it's kind of balanced with like the up and down and a little bit of visual energy. Miss Chuck Almighty said that looks sick. Thank you. Well, I thank you for being here to watch me draw names. That's better. Jasmine Gomez said, "Hey, I finally catch you live. Glad you made it. Thanks for tuning in." Okay. All right, I'm going to take this, and I think I just want to, I'm going to use the liquefy to just try to push the shape around a little bit. I just feel like the overall shape could be a little bit more fun in terms of like variety, how much it like bends. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Gothbrook said, "Is that the correct spelling of Charles's last name?" I don't know. Let's see. Tavares. Yeah, are you trying to scare me? Wait, are you trying to give me a heart attack? It's weird that I glanced up and like my peripheral vision just caught that one comment where it was like, maybe because I always worry about spelling names wrong. I don't know. I'm like trying to draw the outside shape instead of the letters on this one, which sometimes give cool results and sometimes be a little tricky. I think it was working okay until we got here, and then it got a little problematic. Gothbrooks, you said you kept reading Teraves instead of Tavares in the chat for some reason. My bad.
I get it.
Dylan Gentry, you said, this music is tight. I feel like I'm at a Michael McDonald. Oh, that comment must have been when it was on that, like, weird 80s stuff from before. I find it so hard to find, to like search for music when I'm using the stuff I have a subscription to. I don't know what to call it, because it's not like it's copyright free music, because I have to pay to use it, but it's like not regular music. I mean, it is regular music, but it's like, I don't know how to talk about it. Anyway, it's not music that I know, so you have to just sort of like use weird keywords to find things, and they're like not that helpful. We can come back to that after we draw the rest of it. Got a little weird when we were using the liquefy warp. That's okay. That's what this phase is for anyway. All right, let's see. Cool. I hope you like that, Charles. That was going to be the last one because it's been an hour and a half. That's usually how long I can do these for, but Mr. Stephen Klein snuck in with a super chat, so I'm going to draw that. Supposed to be just names, but you're asking for Dark Horse. I guess I will make an exception here. I just try to be hesitant because, you know, we're not trying to do logos here, we're drawing names, but let's draw Dark Horse. But nobody else sneak in with a super chat because I can't do any more after this. Okay. Dark horse. Even though I'm not going to misspell that, still need to just write it down. I feel like we got to go lean in with the dark vibes. Maybe we can have some sort of like symmetrical thing. Or semi-symmetrical. I wonder if I can make a K that matches. We can think about that in a minute. All right, let's see what we can do to make this. Let's see what's working here, what's not working here. I want to try to get some sort of symmetry on the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the symmetry grid, and I'm going to try to just draw some of the stuff that may work. Not necessarily going to use all of this stuff, but it may help me to like tighten things up a little bit. Oh, this sound is much better for this. All right, let's see if we can use that to make this tighter. Stephen Klein said, came in late to the stream. Sorry to have you going overtime. I appreciate your time. Thank you. No worries. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, so I want to see if I can make this K work. Well, even if we just, let's do this top piece. I mean, it's sort of meant to be that this metal-y song came on while I'm doing this. I mean, like how it seems like it was meant to be. Like this is just carrying the vibe for me, so. Well, we can work on that. It's not there yet, but it's getting to be the right direction.
All right. I think we're getting close. Oh, did I make this whole group lower transparency? Trying to figure out these like problem areas first, like this. Or guess that's a little better. If you are just tuning in now, this is going to have to be my last one. So, no, don't do any more super chats. Okay, I think I'm ready to do a tighter version of this. Just loosely kind of getting that in there so I remember. Yeah, it's mostly ready. We'll just start with the areas that I'm not 100% ready or like sure about. Then we can do the other stuff afterwards that I know how it should look. I was drawing this like I was gonna fill it in, but we're doing that drop shadow thing, so I need this to be an outline. But that's okay. I sort of needed to do that to figure out that overall shape. Thank you so much, CJ3K, for the super chat. I apologize that there won't be time to do it today, but as Matt in the chat reached out to you, let you know you are first in line for next week. Again, sorry. I wish I could just, hang out here and draw names all day, but unfortunately, I gotta go do some other work stuff. Your name will definitely be drawn next week. Hopefully, you can tune into that one. Same time, same place. But I do appreciate you. Whoa. I just smacked my Apple Pencil into the table for some reason. I think because the bottom is just going to be such a solid shape, I want to just make sure that it's symmetrical. At least on those edges. Now I can turn it off. Charles Tavares said, please don't give me more money. That's quoting me as saying that. Well, I just, I don't want people to do a super chat in hopes that I'm going to draw their name and then not be able to fit it in. So, I'm just trying to, I don't know. All right, Mr. Horse. I hope you like it. I think it turned out pretty cool. Actually, you know what? It needs a little, even though that's not probably exactly how the shadow would go, I'm making it up anyway. I think that helps a little bit. Too much. Cool. This has been fun. Thank you all for hanging out. I do live streams every Friday. This time. New video on Tuesday. Check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate you all. See you real soon.